Snyder, Nelson Cruz, Kyle Seager, Ryan Healy, Mike Zunino, Ben Gamble, and then just called up with the disabled Robinson Cano, going to require surgery, it appears, on his broken finger. Beckham back in the big leagues with the Seattle Mariners.
And the home furniture starting pitcher for the Twins today, Jake Odorizzi. We talked about how fairly consistent he's been, giving his ball club a chance to win most every time he goes out there. We're going to watch him throw high fastballs and watch him hopefully get away with those high fastballs. That's his deal.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins, welcoming Byron Buxton back into center field. Robin Grossman's in left, with Eddie Rosario getting the starting assignment off. Max Kepler in right. Escobar, Adrianza, Dozier, Morrison, the infielders. Mauer is the designated hitter. And Mitch Garver behind the plate. And the news for Garver is good, I guess, although you don't like to benefit from someone else's misfortune. But the Twins announced today that Jason Castro is going to require knee surgery. He's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks, they estimate. So Garver and Bobby Wilson will be the Twins catchers till further notice. And Garver making the start tonight. Figures to get most of the playing time. D. Gordon in the box, and finally we're about ready to start this series finale. And a strike on the outside corner. So far in the month of May, the Mariners have gone 1 loss, 1 loss, 1 loss. That's how their month of May has gone. They're coming off a loss, so the Twins are trying to break that pattern. 0-2. Gordon having a magnificent season in Seattle with a position change to boot, moving him from second base, where he was a Gold Glove winner, to center field. And Odorizzi gets Gordon to chase upstairs.
And there's the high fastball. That's where Jake Odorizzi lives. He's remarkable. There are 2 things remarkable about that. One is his ability to throw it right here as often and consistently as he does. Belt high, or just a little, preferably just a little bit higher. Remarkable how accurate he is, how much control he has of the upper limits of the strike zone. But the other thing that's remarkable is, in today's game, guys can't hit that pitch. And in the old days, even back when I first came in the league, boy, if you pitched up there, you would just get rocked. And the admonition was always keep the ball down, keep the ball down.
But now the swing planes are different.
Everything has changed now. It's such a big difference in the game as Segura has stepped in, taken a ball and a strike. But the swing plane is trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark, and with the more upward movement of the big end of the bat, it's hard to get to those high fastballs. And Odorizzi doesn't throw any harder than 91, 92 up there, and he's throwing it by guys.
2-1 to Segura, another 300+ hitter for the Mariners. Now 3-1.
One thing that the Mariners have really improved is that the lineup up and down. These guys can swing the bats, from D. Gordon and Gene Segura here at the top, through Cano when he's healthy, Nelson Cruz. Haniger's having a terrific start.
Fouled back.
And we haven't even gotten to Ryan Healy and Kyle Seager yet. I mean, they can hit. Look at Seager there. He's hot right now. Good hitter day in, day out, but he's swinging it really well right now.
3-2 from Odorizzi to Segura. And a sharp ground ball through the hole to left. Base hit. The hope was that Jason Castro would be able to avoid surgery. He's had some knee issues in the past, and he tweaked it about a month ago, then played with it for a while, then tweaked it again a couple weeks ago. And so he will have meniscectomy, which means some of the meniscus is going to be taken out. I should have just described what it was rather than actually try to say it. Some of the cartilage will be removed.
Look at Bobby Wilson there. Figures to get some playing time, but I think, Dick, you're right. Mitch Garver will see most of it.
Here is Haniger. Outside ball one.
And Mitch is really, he's starting to come on, and this will be an opportunity for him to get an awful lot of playing time, improve some things defensively that they're working on with him, and also try to get some consistency, some familiarity at the plate against big league pitching.
And now missing again, 2-0. Teams are 3 for 3 stealing bases against Odorizzi. And Segura has 7 steals in 8 tries. Gordon, of course, the team leader in stolen bases with 15. This is incredibly Seattle's 19th game against teams in the American League Central. The Twins are in the American League Central, and they've only played 7 games. Mariners coming here from Detroit, where they played the Tigers 3 times. Foul back. Twins have played the White Sox 5 times, the Indians twice. We'll get their first look at the Tigers at the back end of this homestand, starting a week from tonight. Two and one to Mitch Haniger, the right fielder for Seattle. There goes Segura, and the pitch pop foul into the seats.
Well, he had that stolen. No problem. Great jump off Odorizzi. Jake's pretty quick over there. Pretty quick feet throwing to first base. He attempted pickoffs to hold the guy on it at first base, but a little slower home. Segura got a good jump, and if Haniger had not put that ball in play foul, that ball had gone through to Mitch Garver as a catcher. I don't think Mitch had any chance to get.
Segura's got a pretty healthy lead, as you see there. Long hold. Bouncer to third. That's a fair ball. Force play at second, relay to first, not in time. I made the comment when I was working with Torrey Hunter, and you appreciate infield play, that Escobar might be the most accurate throwing third baseman the Twins have had in a long time. Every throw seems like it's right on the money.
Yeah, we'll see an example of this right here. Hopper to his right, comes up throwing chest high perfectly to Brian Dozier. Relay not quite in time, but Dick is right. Eduardo Escobar has a very strong and very accurate arm from wherever he plays.
Right.
But third base has been remarkable because of the different body positions he has to get himself into and still make good throws on, and he does it on the money almost all the time.
Here's Nelson Cruz. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. When the Mariners were here in early April, Cruz was on the disabled list with a bad right ankle. Still an awful lot of power, and the average will climb, one would think, over the course of the summer. He's blocked by Garver, 1-1. Service has the team playing pretty good baseball. They've had to deal with a lot of injuries earlier, and just when they thought they were getting healthy, then Cano goes out, their number 3 hitter. Nice pick by Morrison over at first.
Logan Morrison's very good over there defensively. He's got a lot of confidence in his ability to play defense at first base. And he's been very good on all plays, ground balls and picking throws in the dirt. It's been fun to watch him. Not seeing him every day, did we? I don't think we realized how good he is over there defensively until this year.
Fouled back over the screen. Well, what are your Pizza Ranch keys for the win here today?
Well, obviously, as we saw in the graphic we showed you earlier, it all starts with starting pitching. The starters have been very good. Odorizzi's been consistent. Need another solid start out of Jake Odorizzi. Give his lineup a chance to score some runs, and then line up, keep those quality at bats going. One of the big differences between the two streaks, bad and good, was the lineup started clicking, having very, very good competitive at bats up and down the lineup.
Driven to left. Grossman is there to make the catch. A single does no damage. A scoreless first for Jake Odorizzi. Sense with the 7-3 road trip. Good to see the team playing better baseball, get the pitching, get some clutch hits, everything we've already talked about. Here's the Menards batting order for the Twins. The designated hitters, Joe Mauer, he'll lead off. Brian Dozier back to the #2 spot. Max Kepler, Eduardo Escobar, Mitch Garver, Logan Morrison, Robbie Grossman, Byron Buxton, and A-Ray Adrianza. Facing left-hander Wade LeBlanc of the Mariners. Home Furniture starting pitcher, showing you that LeBlanc is making his 3rd start, also as pitched out of the bullpen. Inside. LeBlanc was with the Yankees in spring training and asked for his release at the end of March. Mariners picked him up for his 2nd tour of duty with Seattle. High, and it's 2-1. Twins will miss both Felix Hernandez, who pitched Saturday, and James Paxton, who pitched yesterday. The top 2 pitchers for the Mariners in their rotation. There's ball 3 at 3-1. LeBlanc, as you saw, not one to walk a lot of people, just 4 walks in 22 2/3 innings.
Classic Joe Mauer, though, and one of the reasons he's ideal at 1st or 2nd spot. Sees a lot of pitches.
Swing and a miss, 3-2.
Looking there to jump 1, 3-1, looking for a ball middle in, and he actually had his pull swing going there. Ball's up and away from him a little bit.
One by a couple of 87-mile-per-hour fastballs, getting strikes 2 and 3, and Mauer has gone 1 away. And so with 1 down, Brian Dozier will hit, and here's the Northland Ford defense for Seattle. Ben Gamel's in left. Dee Gordon has adapted to center field awfully well. Mitch Haniger in right. Kyle Seager, Gene Segura on the left side of the infield. Gordon Beckham, Ryan Healy on the right side, Mike Zunino behind the plate. Here is Dozier. And there is strike one. Ryan got a game in the leadoff spot yesterday with Joe Mauer getting the starting assignment off. One and one.
I hope that Brian Dozier can get comfortable hitting in the second spot. I think it's a great spot for him in the lineup. With the on-base percentage that Joe Mauer has. The only difference between Brian leading off hitting second is a lot of these home runs will be two-run home runs instead of solos.
Strike called, and it's 1-2. Out by Zunino. Well, the Twins are finally playing the Mariners. The Tigers are hosting the Indians, and former Twin Nico Goodrum hit a two-run home run against Carlos Carrasco. The Tigers leading the Indians 3-1 in the seventh. Dozier got a piece to stay alive. Still 2-2. The Indians lead the Twins by a game and a half in the American League Central.
I really believe that if the Twins can get through the month of May, if they can finish May at 500, of course better than 500, obviously great, but no worse than 500 at the end of May. Start getting some of their key guys back healthy. Irvin Santana, Sano, Buxton now starting to play some games. I think they'll be in a very, very good position in the American League if they can start the month of June no worse than 500.
A couple of other names to consider on the recovery trail. One is Trevor May. He's going to make a start for Rochester. And Derek Falvey said yesterday during his radio show that they fully expect May will be here pitching for the big league club by the end of this month.
That's great news.
Inside, nearly clipped the corner, and it's 3-2. May is ahead of Irvin Santana on the timeline in terms of being able to help up here, but then Santana should come, and the Twins holding out some hope that Michael Pineda will be able to help at the end of the season as well. Full count to Brian Dozier with one gone in the Twins first. A high pop-up into the twilight. Segura calling for it. Finally, out number two.
Brian tosses bat there after he hit it. He frustrated because he just missed that ball. Big into the bat, right to the ball, right in the perfect spot, headed toward left field. Watch this swing right here. Right now, watch this. Man, I just missed that. Oh my gosh, he says.
How did I miss that?
That ball, I was right on it. Just got under it.
Here's Kepler. You never had to do what Kepler has been, and most hitters have been asked to do, and that is hit from a like side pitcher, in other words left-handed.
Yes, I did. I did till I was 13. Realized I couldn't do it. I better get over the, I better try switch hit.
But one of the bright spots of the season so far is Kepler's not just ability but almost preference to face left-handed pitching suddenly. He's hit them very, very well and has done some damage along the way. 10 hits, 28 at bats, 4 doubles, 2 home runs, 5 runs batted in, and only 4 strikeouts. Right off the end of the bat, a foul, 1-2.
He's made an adjustment in his approach, and you see that 228 batting average against right-handed pitching is not going to stay that way. Not unusual for a guy to drastically change his approach against left-handers and then struggle against his natural strength. You see the left-hand hitters around the league and around baseball that have been good against left-handed pitchers so far. Max Kepler being third is a very pleasant surprise.
He waited back and fouled it over the screen.
Yeah, that's a great point. You call that a waiting back. That breaking ball right there is the pitch against left-handers that has given Max trouble because he's a pull hitter against right-handers. Hasn't seen a steady diet of left-handers until he got to the big leagues, and left-handers were getting him out by throwing breaking balls early off the plate. Max would chase, get in a hole, and then really have to battle hitting with 2 strikes. And he's been very much better laying off that pitch.
Just off the plate, 3-2 with Escobar on deck.
I think he's getting smarter and smarter as he gets time and it bats under his belt.
Was it in the box?
Trying to sneak a fastball in there, just got off the plate.
Full count. Lifted down the left field line, and Gamble with plenty of room makes the play, and LeBlanc has a 1-2-3 first inning.
Ervin Santana, for the first time since his surgery, faced live hitters today through a live BP session. He'll do that again on Thursday, and then we'll hope for an extended spring training game on Monday. Eddie Rosario got the day off today with a left-hander going for Seattle, though Paul Molitor said Rosario has been playing really well. It just seemed like a good day to get him a break. And Miguel Sano worked out on the field before the game. The ground balls at third base, that went well. Did some hitting in the cage, that went well. And then he ran the bases, but Molitor said was not running at 100%, and that's where Sano has some issues that Molitor thought hopefully it will be a good week for Sano. There will be some progress. They'll get him in a game sooner than later somewhere. That's what Molitor said, but gave no more specific timeline than that, Dick and Roy.
Thank you, Marnie. When I saw Sano do his running, he did essentially what Byron Buxton did last week in St. Louis. The difference is Buxton flew around the bases. I felt bad for Tommy Pham, who was also running on the field for the Cardinals, trying to prove the same thing. How'd you like to be, trying to prove your fitness as a runner, and the other guy on the field is Buxton? But
well, if I were on the field, I would just prove my ill fitness. I would be ill fit to run with that man right there.
So in watching Sano, and yeah, he did seem to be running a little tentatively. That was not the case for Buxton in St. Louis. So if you're trying to figure out, okay, when's Sano going to be back and playing someplace, it took Buxton a few days to get activated after his running drills. Here's some of the fielding that Miguel was doing, not throwing across the diamond. And he hit plenty of them into the seats in batting practice, but that's not where the concern lies. 2-2, and a foul into the seats.
There's a pitch right there, changeup from Odorizzi to the left-handed hitting Seager that I really expect to see more and more often, and in better and better spots. I don't think that Odorizzi has used his changeup. He's reputed to be a fastball changeup pitcher, and you see this really nice movement down and away, good speed, really good location. But I don't think he's had great command of it. There's a really nice curveball to strike out Seager. But see, when you have 3 pitches as a big league pitcher, and every starter should have three pitches. You see fastball, his changeup is a split finger, and then he'll throw a slider and a curveball, occasional cutter, which is just a harder slider. But he's basically a fastball, changeup, and then occasional breaking ball, mostly curveball pitcher. And we haven't seen him use the changeup yet as effectively as I think he's going to use it.
Here's Ryan Healy with 1 down in the second. In the dirt, ball 1.
Here's a guy, when I first saw him come up with the Oakland A's, and I didn't know who he was, I didn't know anything about him. He stepped in the box, and I saw him swing and foul one off, and I don't know where he hit it. Some guys are just hitters. They know they can hit, and they project an attitude or just a body language that they really believe that they can hit. And that's the way when I saw this kid, I thought, this guy's got to be a hitter. He just looks like he knows exactly what he wants to do up there. He's starting to prove it here in the big leagues.
Acquired from Oakland for an infielder, minor league infielder, and minor league pitcher. That's over the inside corner, and a check swing, 2-1. One strike and 2 balls. Popped up right field. Kepler comes in, and that's out number 2. And that'll bring up Mike Zunino. Twins just got done taking on the Angels and Shohei Ohtani, and boy, did he put on a show.
Wow.
In the well, he played in 3 of the games, pitched in 1. Well, the Mariners were very hot in pursuit, as the Twins were, for Ohtani. But there were a lot of people who thought that because of Seattle's history with Ichiro Suzuki, Shigetoshi Hasegawa pitched for Seattle for a number of years as well, that Seattle might have the inside track. But of course, we all know now Ohtani signed down the coast with the Angels. 1-0 to Zunino. Pitches up.
I tell you, that show he put on yesterday on the mound was something. That's the real deal, throwing 97 miles an hour and 98, and then that breaking ball on the left-hand hitter's inside corner, right-hand, outside corner of the right-hander. That's the real deal. That breaking ball is nasty.
Swing and a miss, 2-1, with Odorizzi giving Zunino the wrinkle instead of the express.
Yep, the little cutter. I think that's the cutter. It's a hard slider, and you'll watch the difference between a cutter and a slider. The cutter is more side to side. And you watch this. Yeah, that's a cutter right there. He throws it like a fastball, and just a little bit more pressure on the middle finger on the outside of the baseball makes it cut to the outside like that.
Now inside 3-1. Ben Gamel on deck. Three and 1. The Seattle catcher. Right down the middle, 3-2. Zunino off to a slow start after having a much better year at the plate last year. At 207 in 2016, 251 last year with 25 home runs. Swing and a miss. And Odorizzi has a 1-2-3 second, picking up a couple of swinging strikeouts along the way. Score first here. It'll be Eduardo Escobar leading things off in the second. Then Mitch Garver and Logan Morrison. Outside, ball one. You had clean up a fair amount in your career, but I remember you hitting elsewhere more regularly. But when you assume the cleanup spot, does it change your mindset at all? It doesn't seem to have changed Escobar's mindset.
No, I don't think it's changed Eduardo's at all. He's on max effort all the time, whether he's hitting fourth or ninth. But and it shouldn't change a guy's demeanor or approach or anything in the play. The manager puts you in the fourth spot. He's saying, look, I like the way you're swinging the bat. Just go do that. You don't have to do anything more than what you're doing.
Taking all the way. It's 3-1. "16 doubles, 7 home runs." It's to center. Gordon comes in a few steps to make the catch one away. And that'll bring up Mitch Garver. Tomorrow it's the opening game of a little 2-game 24-hour set with the St. Louis Cardinals. And coverage on FS1 begins at 6 p.m. where you can stream it live on Fox Sports Go. One down in the second, and here is Garver. Still lightly raining here at Target Field. First of 9 games at home. The 2 with St. Louis tomorrow night and Wednesday afternoon. Then an off day Thursday. Then the Brewers are here for 3. And then the Tigers are here for 3. Popped up near first. Healy in foul ground, out number 2. And that'll bring up Logan Morrison. Morrison picked up a couple of hits against Ohtani yesterday, but by his own self-admission, he didn't hit them particularly well. And I think that's what the Twins are waiting for, to hear that sound and see the exit velocity that Morrison showed so frequently last year. They really haven't had any extended runs like that from Morrison yet. So maybe his bat will be the one that will perk up through this homestand.
I'd like to see that. The Twins lineup needs a productive run producing designated hitter spot. There's no question about that. Can't compete in the American League without one.
Hitting sub 200, driving in 13 runs.
He's gotten some big hits though, and especially in the winning streak or the good streak that the Twins have had here these last 11 or 12 games. He's figured prominently in their success, so maybe starting to come around a little bit.
0-2. Just off the plate. DJ Rayburn is calling balls and strikes tonight. See the shift that they have put on Morrison throughout this at bat. This isn't a 2-strike shift. This is how the at bat started. 1-2 to Morrison. Pop up to the only infielder on that side. Seager in the outfield grass puts it away. And a pair of 1-2-3 innings for Wade LeBlanc.
From yesterday in Colorado, the Brewers' Freddie Peralta made his big league debut. Not a lot of warning because Chase Anderson was scratched from his start on Saturday with a stomach bug. So Brewers shuffled a little bit and called up Peralta from AAA Colorado Springs to make that start yesterday, and he took a no-hitter into the 6th. Ended up going 5 2/3 instead of Brewers' rookie record with 13 strikeouts. Brewers beat the Rockies 7-3, and what a debut that was for Peralta with his parents there to watch him on Mother's Day.
Well, thank you, Marty. It was quite a story, and the Brewers announced today that Peralta will start Saturday here at Target Field, and his mound opponent very likely going to be the old man of the duo, Fernando Romero. Romero's 23, Peralta's 21. We might have another really good pitching matchup here on Saturday if things hold. Here is Ben Gamble leading off the 3rd against Jake Odorizzi. And there is strike 1. Gamble, Beckham, and Gordon here in Seattle's 3rd inning. One and one.
You see that fastball there at 90 miles an hour moving, starting just in off the outside corner and moving away. Odorizzi throwing 2 fastballs. He's got one that has that little sink on it, kind of a 2-seam fastball, little movement. Then he's got the high 4-seam.
Hit well to right center field. And high off the wall, just barely staying in the ballpark. And Gamble has a leadoff double. That missed going out by maybe a foot. A leadoff double here in the 3rd for Ben Gamble.
You can see the ball down low where most left-handers like to pitch. And you see how high off the wall that ball hit. As Dick said, just missed hitting the ball out.
And now veteran journeyman infielder Gordon Beckham. He's doing pretty well in Tacoma, and when Robinson Cano went down yesterday with a broken finger, the Mariners called up Beckham. Here's what happened yesterday. Our Sanford Health Injury Report. Blaine Hardy's pitch up and in, and the base of the pinky finger on his right hand was broken. And Cano is going to have surgery on it. He flew back to Seattle, and they won't know until the surgery exactly how long they anticipate him being out. Certainly for a while. Pop foul and out of play. The other thought was, and Scott Servais said again today, no, we don't want to do that, but it's on everybody's mind. The Mariners do have a former Gold Glove second baseman playing in center field, D. Gordon. But they got Gordon with the idea they were going to convert him to an outfielder, and they think it would be doing him a big injustice to move him back to the infield for a month and a half, 2 months.
Absolutely. He's made the switch. He's a center fielder now. He's got to stay there.
Outside now 1-2. Odorizzi trying to pitch around the leadoff double here in the 3rd inning.
D. Gordon has done a terrific job acclimating himself to center field so quickly, but there's still an awful lot that he will learn, and he needs lots and lots of reps out there.
2-2. Gordon will hit next after the Beckham at bat. Gamble at second. Mariners have the only 2 hits of the ball game. Foul back. Twins saw a lot of Beckham, of course, when he was with the White Sox. He's bounced around quite a bit since. He was with the Mariners last year for 11 games. Spent most of his year in Tacoma last year.
Another great example of a player it shows the difference and the chasm between good college players and the big leagues. Beckham was a fantastic college player. I remember watching him in the College World Series playoffs. And he was like a man among boys. I mean, he just tore up college. I think he went to Georgia or Georgia Tech, someplace there. He's from Atlanta. Boy, he was a good college player, and I really thought he was going to be a good major league player. He's been just good enough to bounce around.
Two and two. There's a fastball, a swing and a miss, and Beckham finally disposed of, one away.
Odorizzi kind of all around the strike zone, all over the map, all over the strike zone map, which is a bit of an example of being effectively wild. He threw a lot of different pitches with different kind of movements. Finally struck Beckham out on a pitch that was almost down the middle.
Here's Gordon, struck out swinging on 3 pitches to start the ball game. Pitches up, ball 1. Had a chance to spend a few minutes with D. Gordon today, asking him about his brother Nick, who's highly touted prospect in the Twins system.
Yeah, Nick's off to a good start in Double-A.
Chopper to short. Adrianza rifles his throw over to Morrison, and Gamble goes to third. 2 away before Segura's at bat. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Yeah, Nick Gordon in Chattanooga, and he's playing a lot of second base. I think a lot of people are projecting that down the road, and when that is, who knows, that Nick Gordon will be at second base, and Royce Lewis, who's tearing the cover off the ball in Cedar Rapids right now, Royce Lewis will be the shortstop. A couple of good young prospects might be anchoring that middle infield for many years for the Twins. 1-0. On the outside corner, 1-1. Odorizzi has done a nice job after the double, getting 2 outs with Gamble only advancing 90 feet. Fouled away.
We were talking earlier, it's just that pitch right there, change up to Segura. We started to talk earlier about a big league pitcher having 3 pitches, and the more you're able to throw all 3 of them over for strikes or close to it, the tougher it is on hitter. Obviously, hitters like to eliminate 1 pitch out of the 3 if they can. Just concern themselves with 2 of them.
Don't foul.
And if you can show you can throw all of them in there, and it prevents a hitter from eliminating in his mind. He has to be battling against all 3 pitches. It creates some anxiety. It creates some confusion. You get a lot of more swings and misses at bad balls. You get away with a lot more mistakes. We haven't seen the curveball a whole lot from Odorizzi today. We've seen fastball, changeup, and the cutter.
Which is up 2-2.
There's an example of what we're talking about there. That high riding fastball, 92 4-seamer. The ball seemed to kind of glide up. We've also seen the fastball at 90 or 91 move sideways. That's what they call the 2-seamer. Looks like he wants to go up in the zone again.
On the ground, Morrison picks it off and runs to the bag. Great job by Odorizzi. After Gamble's double, he strands him at third base. By Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities. And by Grand Casino, the best stories start here. No score going to the bottom of the third. If you've turned on your television, you're wondering, well, my goodness, why, with this game starting at 6, why are we just in the bottom of the third? It's because the game didn't start at 6. It's been raining here since late afternoon, and we got started about an hour and 45 minutes late. The grounds crew trying to tend to both the mound and the home plate area between innings. And Robbie Grossman will wait his turn here. He'll lead off the third, and then he'll be followed by Byron Buxton and A-Ray Adrianza. Join Fox Sports North and the Minnesota Lynx at Mall of America Rotunda for the Let's Celebrate the Lynx event on Thursday. You can enjoy games, a chance to win prizes, and more. Visit foxsportsnorth.com/events for details. 6 up, 6 down for Wade LeBlanc, and now Grossman, who's had a really good 2 weeks or so, hitting .333 over his last 15 games. Squaring and taking ball 1. See the Mariners playing Grossman pretty much straight up, and he pops it foul down the right field line. It'll reach the seats 1-1.
So far, LeBlanc, through the first 6 hitters, has had Twins hitters off balance. He's not throwing very hard, but he's throwing hard enough to, and has thrown quite a few changeups. So the back and forth of the speed has confused the hitters a little bit. And as I was mentioning, the third pitch, a little breaking ball. That one right there. Different speed.
Yep. 1 and 2. There's Mel Stottlemyre Jr. His father, both a great pitcher and a great pitching coach.
Yep.
For many years.
For the Yanks.
And Grossman takes. It's 2 and 2. Buxton on deck, then Adrianza. Twins trying to break through here against Wade LeBlanc. 3 and 2. Grossman getting the start. in left field for Eddie Rosario. We saw Paul Molitor do it in Anaheim with a left-handed starting pitcher. He gave Max Kepler the day off, just trying to spot some days off for his regular players. And tonight it was Rosario's turn. Full count. And Grossman lifts it foul, chased by Healy, and he can't quite get there. Good effort. And the at-bat is still alive.
See Healy chasing the ball. There's a little somewhat gratuitous slide after it. I don't think we were in any danger of that ball being caught. But he ran hard. That's all. That's okay, Ryan. You just hit. You can hit.
And we'll see if he can catch this one. Haniger is in better position to catch it, and he makes a fair ball catch. Grossman finally retired one away.
Once again, you can see that LeBlanc has the Twins hitters very much off balance. There hadn't been any balls even close to being squared up. Closest we came really was Brian Dozier. Dozier popping one up. He was just missed it, just under. Perfect timing to the ball. Just hit the bottom of the baseball and popped it up. But Twins hitters have been a bit confused by crafty left-hander.
Now Buxton lifts one to left, but off the end of the bat to Gamble on a quick second out. Timing's just not there for Byron yet. He decided to jump on the first pitch, or tried to anyway. He's seen since his return in Anaheim a lot of first pitch strikes, mainly off speed pitches, getting him behind in the count. He thought he'd try to tee off on one. He just didn't quite connect on it. 2 down, and now Adrianza.
See here, there have been 7 of the 8 outs. 7 have been hit in the air.
Strike one to Adrianza.
Which I'm not sure, as I watch LeBlanc's stuff, I'm not sure that's exactly what he's trying to do, is get his outs via the fly ball and the strikeout. He's got Twins hitters a little bit off balance. There's another one.
It's into short center, and that one's going to land softly into center, and the Twins get a base hit, and that'll bring Mauer to the plate with a man aboard.
You can see the changeup grip there. Good arm action. Looked like fastball arm speed. Had Adrianza out in front, but he had just enough at the end of the bat to dunk it into center field.
Bring up Mauer. He had a 3-1 count in the first inning, and then LeBlanc threw 2 87-mile-per-hour fastballs by him for swinging strikes 2 and 3. Another one to short center, but this time Gordon closes on it, makes the catch, and the Twins are done in the 3rd. On to the 4th, still no score.
served. We stand ready to serve all military families.
And a pitcher's duel here with Wade LeBlanc and Jake Odorizzi. Pitching the 3 scoreless innings to get things started. We got started about an hour and 45 minutes late, and now Odorizzi will face Haniger, Cruz, and Seager in the Seattle 4. Haniger reached on a fielder's choice, hit a chopper over the bag at third, and Escobar got a force play at second. Picked off by Escobar, comes up firing and turns in a fine play for the first out. One away with Escobar again, making a great play at third base.
He has really played some kind of good third base ever since last year when they went over there. Dive and play to his left. There's that accurate, strong arm that we're talking about. Good quick move of his feet off the ball. Smothers it.
But again, right to the sternum of the first baseman. I mean, every throw is right there.
And I meant to say that when I talked about his accuracy, when throwing on the money. It's not just where a second baseman on a pivot or the first baseman catching that ball can catch it. It's so much of the time it's on the sternum.
Yeah,
and that's exactly where the second baseman wants the ball when you're trying to make a double play. He throws it there all the time.
1 strike to Cruz, and now a big pop-up, and Morrison drifts across the line with apparent room. 2 down. Ooh. We talk about the spin and how that ball can come back towards the foul line. That time with so much spin on it, it almost spun out of the glove. 2 down.
The ball will start over toward the dugout, spin back to the field.
Ooh.
Moved in his glove a little bit. No problem.
2 down, and now Kyle Seager. You know, Odorizzi got off to a decent start. He had a couple of rough starts when the Twins were struggling, but I do maintain that he's been the steadiest Twins starter. We've seen some steadiness from Kyle Gibson, but Barrios got off to a good start, and he's kind of been all over the place. Lance Lynn seems to be improving, and Romero's only had 3 starts. But I think he's...
Look at this configuration.
Yeah.
On the field.
4 outfielders.
4 outfielders.
And it is Adrianza, the shortstop, who's playing in the left field corner.
I would love to see the charts on where Seager hits the ball. That would precipitate this kind of defensive alignment. This is fascinating.
2-1 with Escobar moving to the shortstop spot now. Swinging a foul. We saw the Tampa Bay Rays do this to Logan Morrison.
I just don't think of Seager being the fly ball hitter that Morrison is. I think of him being a line drive hitter. I believe that if we looked at Jeff Pickler, that he was responsible for outfielders and outfield defense. But I think of Seager being a line drive hitter, pull hitter. So I can understand an infield shift. But you see the hits by direction. He will spray it around a bit.
And he hits it right to the
that would just
shortstop Escobar, who just moved there. He moved there 2 pitches ago. And it's a 1-2-3-4. LeBlanc, who's held them to just one scratch hit through 10 at-bats. Partial season ticket packages are now available in the Delta Sky 360 Club. You can become a Twins season ticket holder today, become part of the Sweet Spot Rewards program. Learn more at twinsbaseball.com or call 800-33-TWINS. Here's Dozier to start the fourth.
Yeah, see if the second time through the lineup the Twins hitters can solve Wade LeBlanc. He's throwing an awful lot of stuff up there. Not throwing hard, throwing 86, 87 miles an hour fastballs, slow curves and changeups.
On the ground to the shortstop, Segura. And Dozier retired, one away. We'll bring up Kepler.
And he must have an awfully good changeup because no one's had a good look at it, a good swing at it yet. You see how often he throws it. We're talking about him being primarily fastball changeup, and you can see it right there. And that's he's trying to get hitters looking for a relatively mediocre fastball and then throwing a very nice changeup off of that, and it's got the Twins hitters confused. So they're thinking about the fastball changeup combination, and then he'll throw a little breaking ball, cut the ball.
Inside to Kepler. You can't accuse the Twins hitters of rolling over on changeups and grounding, pulling the ball and grounding out a lot. That was the first ground ball out of the ball game. Players who hit the ball to the opposite field just haven't done so with authority. 2-0.
When you're out in front of a pitch, there's two things that happen. You can roll over on, hit the ball off the end of the bat, as you say, or you just get underneath it and pop the ball up.
High fly ball to center. That ball drifted late on Gordon. He made the catch, 2 away.
What I do think is interesting is in fastball counts, when some pretty good hitters have gotten fastballs to hit, they've been late on. They have not been on time with an 87-mile-an-hour fastball. He threw 2 of them by Mauer's first time up and then got in on him his next time up. There's a 2-0 fastball right there to Max Kepler. He was behind on that ball.
Drilled but foul.
So there's something that's a little sneaky about LeBlanc, or Twins just have not had a good approach. They're just not really committing to what they want to do, and they're in between speeds. There's clearly in between speeds. They're behind on the fastball and out in front of the change, and it's not like he's throwing 98.
And a pop up right side, chased by Healy, but it's out of play. Two strikes to the Twins cleanup bat. And now 1-2.
I will say this about LeBlanc. He's got a good changeup, and he's thrown it in very good spots so far. Most of his changeups have been down in the zone, and we saw his arsenal: 44% fastballs, 37 or something changeups. When you've got a guy throwing that many changeups, you know he's got great arm action. You know that there's no way that a guy could get away throwing that many changeups unless his arm action looks like a fastball.
2-2 to Escobar.
Here comes another changeup, I think, and you'll see him in fastball arm action, then the ball just doesn't get there.
Two and two again to Escobar. Full count, Garver on deck.
Good take there. And I say good take because Escobar's a low ball hitter. He wants a low fastball to hit. That ball comes up there low, looking like a fastball out of the pitcher's hand. And then it's 78 miles an hour instead of 87. Get a guy to low ball hitter and swing at that a lot. Now he's throwing him a lot of changeups. He's going to try to trick him and come in on him with a fastball. He got in and did get in on him.
Right field line, long run for Haniger. And he makes the catch about where he caught one a few moments ago. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Pepsi fans of the game tonight. They had to wait a little extra to get this game started. Rain delay of about an hour and 45 minutes. Hoping the Twins can do some damage against Wade LeBlanc. Hoping that Jake Odorizzi can keep putting zeros up. And it'll be Ryan Healy, Mike Zunino, and Ben Gamble facing Odorizzi here in the 5th inning. Healy hit a fly ball to Kepler in right field his first time up. Down low, ball 1. Just off the plate. 62 pitches.
Just going to say
for Odorizzi and 38 strikes.
Yep, I was just going to mention a pretty good pitch count for Odorizzi, and that's been a little bit of an issue for him. You get
that's down the left field line into the corner. It'll be an extra base hit for Ryan Healy. Sounded like he cracked his bat, but he gets a leadoff double nonetheless.
One of the issues for Odorizzi has been falling behind hitters, throwing a lot of pitches. A little bit more economical tonight, but again, give good hitters enough 2-0 counts. You have to get back in the strike zone, and ball tailed into him. I think you're right, Dick. I think the ball got in on him just a little bit, but Ryan Healy is a strong young man, and he was able to get enough of the bat head out in front to hit it in a good spot.
Zunino struck out swinging his first time up. Just outside, ball 1. Second inning tonight where the Mariners have had a leadoff double. In the third, it was Gamble getting a leadoff double, and he only got as far as third base. Speed pitch upstairs and a wave and a miss.
Yeah, that was a changeup, and exactly the opposite spot that Odorizzi would want to throw the ball. But sometimes you can make a pitch that's so awful in terms of where you're trying to throw it and where it ends up that totally fools the hitter. Like that one. That's just a little hanging breaking ball of some kind.
But that was up, and teams have seen the fastball up, and maybe just the change of speed alone is effective.
Yep, I think so. But I think he just got away with it there.
1-2.
But there is something to be said for exactly what you're saying. High fastballs, moving fastballs, change ups, and then all of a sudden a little spinner that is something different, and Zunino couldn't hit it.
Bounced foul. Healy started the inning with a double to the left field corner.
Bottom three guys in the Mariners lineup here. See if Jake can make some good pitches, put Zunino away, make some good pitches to numbers 8 and 9.
Two. Got him with a high fastball. Zunino fans for the second time tonight. One away, and that'll bring up Gamble.
Odorizzi special, that high fastball, 2 strikes especially. Has great ability to throw it right up there consistently where he wants to, below the bat of most big league hitters. Stays below the bat, or I'm sorry, above the bat. The barrel stays below that ball. Most big league hitters.
Pitch up, taken for ball 1, and you can see the list of pitchers. Jake Odorizzi's on with DeGrom, Matz, Price, Maile. Pitchers that do what you were told not to do not that long ago.
But you know what's interesting about that too is Odorizzi might have the least velocity on all those guys.
Gamble nearly hit one out over the scoreboard in right center. He hit one off the top of the fence for a leadoff double in the third, but only moved up 90 feet. 2-0. Gordon Beckham on deck.
See how Odorizzi tries to get back in this count here. 2-0. Gamble, a low ball hitter, but he's got to get back into the strike zone here to get him out. So this is a little sticky right here.
3-0. No walks issued for either pitcher. See how aggressive Odorizzi is here to Gamble at 3-0. On the outside corner. And a walk will fill first base.
Ah, pretty good pitch right there.
First and second, one down, and that'll bring up Beckham. Garver to the mound.
So you can see on a 3-1 count, he throws a curveball. To answer your question, Dick, about how aggressive 3-0 and 3-1, not very. Very nice pitch there, 3-1. Didn't want to throw him a fastball with first base open. Not the worst thing in the world to walk Gamble right there with Beckham up and put the double play in order.
And now a Mariner lineup change of some sort here. Or they're just keeping track of the mound visits. And now they're saying, if I can understand the international language for the technology isn't working in the Seattle dugout. So the replay technology apparently has hit a snafu in the Seattle dugout. I believe that's what that was all about. One mound visit for the Twins.
So if you're going to pitch carefully with the first base open and kind of intentionally walk Gamble, now you have to make real good pitches to Beckham.
Fastball upstairs, gets strike one. Odorizzi has induced 2 ground ball double plays this year.
Well, high fastball pitcher. He's not generally a ground ball pitcher. I wouldn't say he's generally a double play pitcher, but you have to have no worse than 1 out here at the end of this at bat.
91 got a swing and a miss up there. 92 got a swing and a miss up there.
And now it's just a question of how quickly he goes right back up there. He may show him something else. Do not, if it's not that high fastball and you want to show him something else, do not let it be over the plate.
Laid off at 93 up there. Gordon in the on deck circle. Two. Talked about Beckham kind of bouncing around the last few years with the White Sox, then with the Angels, back to the White Sox, Atlanta, San Francisco, now with Seattle.
I got to believe he goes right back up to the upper limits of the strike zone now.
Breaking ball down and away, and it's a full count. And the pitch count climbing now for Odorizzi. This will be number 80. Full count to Beckham. Well, what were the other 3 pitches for?
Well, that was kind of my point, but
2 down.
Yeah, I could see showing him after the first 2 as we watch him again. Just right at the top of the strike zone. The hitter's got to swing at it, but he doesn't have the kind of swing that can make contact with it.
2 down, first and second, and now Gordon, who has struck out and bounced to short.
So I understand maybe once trying the down and away slider or coming in, or something low fastball, something to change his eye angle a little bit and say, well, he's not going to throw every pitch up there, and then just coming right back. But then I think you come back, not mess around. You can throw it up there and he's going to swing at it, just go right to it. But a big out, a very, very big out.
Now, if he can get Gordon, it's a pretty big if. The guy came into the game hitting .329. But if you can get him, that'll be 2 innings out of the last 3 where you've pitched around a leadoff double, kept the game scoreless. That's to short center. Adrianza out, makes a great catch in short center field. Odorizzi does his job. Adrianza did his, and the Mariners strand 2.
big play by Adrianza. Really big play in this ball game.
Throughout the state, whining has become a lifestyle in Minnesota with over 40 wineries in the state. Find unique getaways at exploreminnesota.com. Share your favorites with hashtag #OnlyInMN. There's one not far from where I'm going to be tomorrow, hopefully about this time, pulling in my 6th walleye of the night. Might have to get a bottle of wine to celebrate. Mitch Garver will lead off the bottom of the 5th in a scoreless game.
Does that mean you'll be whining once again?
I've been known to whine from time to time. Down and in a ball, and it's 1-1. Garver with a foul out to the first baseman Healy, his first time up. Again, we'll be seeing a lot more of Mitch Garver with the news today that Jason Castro is going to be gone for a while. A little number back to the mound. Easy play for LeBlanc. 1 down. Twins haven't hit much of anything hard at all. Even the base hit was just softly hit into center field off the bat of Adrianza.
Well, Ted Williams always said if he was fooled on the pitch before he had 2 strikes, he wasn't going to swing it. He was looking for a pitch. If it wasn't that pitch, or if he was fooled a lot, he wouldn't swing. And I really think that for the Twins, if they're that far out in front of changeups, it means they're looking for fastballs.
Just outside.
If you're looking for a fastball and there's a low changeup come up, I know it looks like you're on it and you can see it. It looks fat. That's 70, 80 miles an hour. But if you're fooled, don't make an easy out. Don't make a 2-strike swing out before you have 2 strikes. It's not getting a good. The other admonition from Ted Williams, get a good ball to hit, which means a lot of that means get the ball the pitch that you're looking for.
Don't just look for a strike.
Don't just look for a strikeout with this guy. The speeds, I think you got to be on one speed or the other.
Even that swing by Morrison, the pitch that's up, seemed a little half-hearted.
Yeah, it was a changeup, and he was fooled by the speed, and he got away. LeBlanc got away with a mistake there, a high change. But again, his arm angle is so good. He's going to throw him another changeup. He's going to try to keep this one down more.
The ball hit well to right field and a base hit. A 1-hop drive to right with 1 out in the 5th. Somebody finally put the barrel of the bat on it, and it was Logan Morrison.
Well, I'm pretty sure Morrison was just sitting on changeups that time. That his body speed was on changeup speed there on that pitch. If he's looking fastball, you watch his swing. It's nice and smooth and relaxed, and he's right on that changeup, head right on it. But mainly his body speed, the stride and everything was not fastball speed. I think he was looking for change up there. And good for him. He should be one or the other.
And now Grossman, who hit a fly ball to right field his first time up. Strike over the inside corner. Jack swing taken low, 1-1. The Detroit Tigers behind the power of Nico Goodrum, who hit a 2-run home run and a 3-run home run. They just beat the Tigers. The Indians, I should say. The Tigers beat the Indians 6-3. So Nico Goodrum, who was a product, of course, of the Twins system, had a big night at the plate in Detroit. 1-2 to Robbie Grossman. Off to first, and Morrison just got back. The only other base runner the Twins have had was a 2-out single in the 3rd inning by Adrianza, now trying to do something with a 1-out single. Mauer hoping to bat this inning. He would be the 6th batter. And a called 3rd strike. Grossman is called out by DJ Rayburn, 2 away.
Well, Robbie took this for high. Doesn't look like it from our angle here. That happens an awful lot with a hitter. That pitch is not supposed to be thrown up there. That little nothing curveball, and you give up on it as a hitter. You know the pitcher's not mean to throw it up there, and you kind of take it because it's ugly, not because of where it is.
Changeup floats over, strike 1. Buxton tried to jump on the first pitch. He hit it off the end of the bat, hit a fly ball to Gamble and left his first time up. Fouled back, 0-2. I think it's Zunino catching behind Buxton. They went 1, 2, 3. Correa, Buxton, and Zunino. 2 strikes. Oh my! Right behind Adrianza in the on-deck circle. Buxton trying to protect the plate. He almost hurt a teammate. It's said of some good hitters, and we probably said it of Joe Mauer a number of times, they can fall out of bed and hit. Byron Buxton's not one of those guys. And so coming off the disabled list, he's trying to find his stroke at the plate. 0-2. And now 1-2.
Well, you know, I just think it's next to impossible to miss as much time, as many at bats as he's missed, as few at bats as he's had this year, and then to come back just cold and jump right into against big league pitching, almost impossible. I think. I mean, I don't know how you don't do a rehab assignment. Man, that's a good pitch. That's a really good pitch. After what he's thrown him up to that point, all outside, and zip one right there. I think Byron might have gotten away with one there. But just to finish the point about Byron jumping right back into the big league lineup, there's just something about him in the Twins lineup that makes you feel better about the lineup. And he just, like, something exciting is going to happen. We know it's going to happen out there in center field. There's nobody can play it like he can. Just hope he he can figure out the swing.
Came inside with a breaking ball. Buxton strikes out. Morrison left the board onto the 6. Still scoreless. SportsNorth.com. Submit a photo and message for the opportunity to be featured in the Minnesota Lottery Winner's Circle during our broadcast and receive $100 in scratch tickets. With the Minnesota Lottery, every day is game day. Scoreless as we go to the 6th inning. Jake Odorizzi's pitched around a couple of leadoff doubles. Twins haven't done much of anything at all against Wade LeBlanc. It'll be Segura, Haniger, and Cruz here in the Seattle 6th inning. And Eddie Rosario is taken over in left field. I don't know if something happened to Grossman. I don't think he was ejected. He didn't like the strike 3 call in his 5th inning strikeout. And there is strike 1.
It's a big inning for Odorizzi, I think. 3rd time through the order. 5 very accomplished hitters in a row coming up. Big inning for him to get through.
Driven hard to right field. Off the base of the wall, Kepler will fire it in. It's another leadoff double for the Mariners, this time off the bat of Gene Segura.
Fastball out over the plate, not a bad pitch. Tried to bring it from the outside back in on the corner. I think the only thing that was wrong with that pitch was it was up about mid-thigh to belt high where Segura could get to the ball. That ball knee high probably gets a ground ball out.
Back to work for Odorizzi. He stranded Gamble in the 3rd after his leadoff double. Healy in the 5th after his leadoff double. Up and in, ball 1. Haniger has hit 2 ground balls to Escobar. Escobar took a hit away with his nice diving play to his left, leading off the 4th inning.
Look at the defensive lineman. Look at the infield swung around to the left and the outfield swung way around to the right, especially in center field.
High fly, short left field. Number 1. And Rosario with a one-hop throw that kind of handcuffed Escobar. And Odorizzi right where he should be, backing up the play, 1 down.
Showed you that defensive alignment because it accentuates how hitters can be totally different when they hit the ball on the ground as when they when they hit the ball in the air. Happens a lot with hitters. So they be pull hitters on the ground and more opposite gap when they hit the ball in the air.
Nelson Cruz, the batter. 0 for 2 against Odorizzi tonight.
Yeah, we've got the same kind of configuration. 3 infielders on the left side. And Byron Buxton swung around to the right, toward the right center gap in the outfield.
Outside ball 1. Rules prohibit the Twins from putting one in the third deck in left field, right? You can't put an outfielder.
Well, I guess you could put him up there. I mean, but I think the rule would be that when he catches the ball
Still
up there,
a home run?
Cruz, it's still going to be a home run.
1-0. We've seen Cruz do that so many times here at Target Field.
We have. We've seen him hit the ball in upper deck in just about every stadium. If you watch any of the FS1 programming or any of the here, watch this blast kind of shows. Nelson Cruz shows up.
Now dangerous count here, 2-0. Big swing and a miss, 2-1.
2-0 fastball count, non-fastball pitch from Odorizzi. Again, he wants this ball down a little bit more. If you're going to throw a slider out there, he'd rather be a little bit lower than that, but it was out there just off the corner, so got away with it.
Called strike, 2-2.
Excellent changeup.
The best pitch Odorizzi's shown this year is the high fastball, but I mean, this guy has feasted on high fastballs. This guy is somebody who can get to a low 90s high fastball.
Well, the 2-0 slider and then the 2-1 changeup has helped. If he wants to throw him a fastball here, it'll be a little bit more tricky.
And that hit him in the hand, I believe. A fastball up and in, and Cruz waved his hand near the pitch, and the claim is that he was hit by a pitch.
We'll see it here. That ball rides up and in, just keeps riding in,
Right off the top of the knuckles, maybe.
Maybe it's hard. It's even hard for us to tell. Mitch Garver, I sure didn't see anything. Garver didn't argue.
In that replay, it looked like it was nowhere near the grip on the bat. And I don't know. I think the Twins are going to challenge whether the ball even hit Cruz at all. Just getting word now that Robbie Grossman was ejected. I don't think this is the telling angle. The other angle looked like the ball was nowhere near his grip on the bat.
That one right there looked to me like it did.
But look at this.
But that sure doesn't. And I would tell you this: the only thing that I don't get about that is Mitch Garver didn't argue at all, and why an RBI guy like Nelson Cruz would go on down to first base if he hadn't been hit with a guy out there at second base. I mean, I don't know why he would do that.
Will put Cruz at first base. Twins challenge, but it was one of those be careful what you wish for, right?
Well, yeah, I think it is, and it's what makes me curious why Nelson, if he actually weren't hit with the ball, why he even want to go down there.
First and second, one down, and yes, Robbie Grossman was ejected after taking the called third strike, and so that's why Rosario is in the game. Here's Kyle Seager. Seager with a strikeout and a ground ball to short.
No low fastballs for strikes.
Off of Odorizzi. Out there. Safe at first. They got it out on an awkward play. A bullet off the backside. of Odorizzi, and Adrianza is able to get the force at second, and Seeger just barely beat the relay to first, and we're going to have a medical check on Odorizzi here. Twins caught a break there. If that didn't hit the pitcher, that was up the middle. In the back pocket, it looked like.
Nice recovery there by Adrianza when he wasn't able to grab the ball at first. If he had been able to right away, there's a double play for sure. Once he couldn't grab it, he did make a nice recovery to get that out at second base. He needed, obviously, to get at least one out there.
Asa Abe, the guy in the blue pullover, the training representative, to make sure Odorizzi is going to be able to hopefully finish this inning and finish it with another shutout inning. The batter will be Ryan Healy, who doubled into the left field corner last time he faced Odorizzi. Odorizzi says it hit him in a good spot, I guess. That was a wicked line drive.
I've been hit there by a pitch, and it's no picnic, believe me. And I tell you, it's not a picnic. It's real.
Well, it hit him in the gluteus maximus, right? But,
yeah, but
his maximus isn't as max as some others. Here is Healy with first and third and 2 down.
And again, you don't want to walk this guy and walk the bases loaded, but you have to understand that Zunino's on deck, and you just don't make a mistake here where it could end up with two or three runs pretty quickly. You've got a guy you've struck out twice on deck and a guy that strikes out a lot anyway. Make this guy get himself out with tough pitches.
Swing and a miss by Healy, 1 strike.
Nice call there by Mitch Garver, and acknowledgement by Odorizzi. Start right away. An aggressive run producer up at the plate. Looking for one to hit a fastball again. Starting with a changeup. Get strike 1 on a change. And now the advantage pitcher right here.
And he came inside and got a foul ball. Here's what happened to Robbie Grossman. He struck out on a called 3rd strike in the bottom of the 5th. Thought the pitch was high. And chirped a little bit with DJ Rayburn on his way to the dugout. And Buxton finished his at bat by striking out. And Rayburn looking into the Twins dugout. And he tossed Grossman out there, who continued his, we won't call it a dialogue, it was a monologue from the dugout. 2 strikes now to Ryan Healy.
I'm going to bet we're going to try a high fastball. Another change.
1 and 2. Sixth inning of work. And for the 3rd time tonight, the Mariners have had a leadoff double. And Odorizzi's 1 good pitch away from getting out of this mess again in the 6th. Foul back.
Good protect there by Healy. Actually, he's seen 3 changeups in a row, and then that good high fastball, and he was able to get on top of it enough to get a piece. After seeing 3 changeups in a row like that, that high fastball's got to look 3 or 4 miles an hour faster.
Another 1-2. And somewhere in the clubhouse, Robbie Grossman's probably saying that was right where my strike 3 was.
Different pitch, but close. close to location. This one, Robbie's was like an 80-mile-an-hour breaking ball. There was a 93-mile-an-hour changeup. I mean, fastball just above the strike zone.
Man, McGill warming up. Odorizzi trying to finish his 6th shutout inning. Got him! What a job by Odorizzi. 3 times the Mariners got a leadoff double. 3 times that double was left aboard. We are still scoreless.
And a great changeup to finish him off. Perfect pitch.
Finish and some refreshing finishes to innings by Jake Odorizzi, who wasted 3 leadoff doubles to keep this a scoreless game. And now Adrianza takes strike 1. Adrianza has one of the 2 Twins hits. Looped a flare into center field with 2 outs in the 3rd. Near the tarp and out of play. Cracked bat. It's 0-2. Well, Odorizzi's had to pitch his way out of some jams. LeBlanc has not.
No, the Twins hitters haven't done much at all against LeBlanc changing of speed so well. And on the other hand, Jake Odorizzi is, as you mentioned, Dick, really had to pitch out of trouble, but very impressive the quality of pitches he made to get out of trouble. And you don't see that all the time. Pitchers get in trouble, and their ability to spot the ball where they want to gets worse. And Odorizzi's got better.
And Adrianza flips one foul. And while the Mariners have had 3 leadoff doubles and not scored, the Twins have not had a leadoff man on yet. They got a 1-out double from Morrison. No Twins batter or runner has reached so much as second base. Edwin Diaz, their closer, was getting loose. Have we shortened games to 7 innings already?
Do they know something about the weather coming in that we don't?
Pounded foul. Do you like Jim Cott's idea? I don't know if you saw it. Jim, of all people, suggested that we just shorten games from 9 innings to 7.
No, I don't like it.
I don't either, and I love Jim as an analyst. I don't think there's anybody who knows more about baseball than Jim Cott. This one poked to left. It'll hang in the air for Campbell. 1 down.
And the reason I don't like it is what it would do to the statistics of the game. And
right.
Baseball is just it's too dependent on comparing players and over the course of history and what guys are able to do. And it would just change it too much in my view.
1 down in the 6th. Here's Bauer. He struck out in the 1st, hit a fly ball to center in the 3rd. Ball one. If the Twins can find a way to score a run and maybe win this ball game, they'll just be a half game behind Cleveland. The Indians lost to Detroit 6-3.
Joe's gotten beat 2 at-bats in a row on fastballs. Now he's ahead in the count. See what he's looking for, what he can do with it.
There's a strike, 1-1. 81 pitches for LeBlanc, 51 strikes. He had a 3-ball count to Mauer. I think that's the only 3-ball count that he has had. Off the glove of the first baseman Healy and into right field for a base hit. So a 1-out single for Mauer, and that will bring Dozier to the plate.
You see the grip right there. That was actually a changeup. Joe right on it. And I just have to tell you, I question that. I heartily question that pitch selection to Joe. I just don't think you're going to get Joe out with changeups. And after throwing the ball by him in 2 at-bats with the fastball, I don't know why you would throw that pitch, but we did get to see a good slow motion view of the grip on the changeup, and we got it. And the Twins have a runner on first.
And aboard now for Dozier, who was popped to short and grounded to short. The ground ball to Segura, one of just 2 ground ball outs for LeBlanc. Checking Mauer twice for some reason. If you ignore him, Joe will steal a base.
Right, I think that's probably what everybody was told. Remember, you go over players both as hitters and as base runners. Who the guys are going to steal? And we've been told you can't not pay attention to Joe.
Outside ball one.
Joe's a very good base runner. He's always been a good base runner, and he can steal a base if you're not paying attention to him. Go left-hander not paying attention and go on first movement. As soon as he picks up his leg, he'll go and he'll take off and steal it easily.
Generally stolen about 2 a year over the last few years. There's a strike, 1-1. Tend to forget this. I had forgotten it anyway. 2005. Joe's first full year, he stole 13 bases in 14 tries.
Yep.
One and one to Dozier. And fouled over the Twins dugout, 1-2. I hear the phrase every once in a while, a hitter is being caught in between. Is that what we're seeing here?
Yep, absolutely. All the Twins hitters have been in between the fastball and the changeup, and just not really committed to one or the other. And then when they're a little bit fooled, swinging at it anyway and making a quick out.
And a fastball strikes out Dozier for out number 2. And we'll bring up Kepler. The Women's Baseball Experience returns Saturday, May 19th, and is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Sports Medicine. Twins clinicians and coaching staff will lead participants in an interactive on-field baseball clinic and include panels featuring women in sports and nutrition. Learn more. Sign up today at twinsbaseball.com/women's clinic. Kepler checks, we think. Ball one. That ball didn't look like it was going to make it to home plate in the air.
Great example of how the improvement Max has made this year. Laying off that ball last year, that was a swing and miss, an 0-1 right off the bat.
There's a full cut and a miss. James Pazos. Been really good out of the Mariner bullpen. 1-1 to Kepler. And now a strike.
And here's a good example. Just like Odorizzi was able to strike out Healy by throwing him changeups early, showing him high fastballs and coming back to the change. LeBlanc has thrown 3 straight breaking balls to Max, trying to get him off the fastball.
Hot one hopper to Healy. That ends the inning, and we go to the 7th. No score. Fans of any age. Frank Quillisi, who was one of the great ambassadors of Twins baseball, he did everything for this organization. He played for them, he managed them, he coached them, he broadcast games for them. He was one of my broadcast partners early in my career. Frank passed away today at the age of 79. As many of you know, he had been ill for quite some time, and he lost his battle today at age 79. And this organization will not be the same without number 7 around. He was just such a wonderful, friendly guy and just loved the Twins organization.
Ambassador is the right term. The baseball has lost a great ambassador, and the world has lost a truly, truly terrific guy.
Was it, he was not managing by the time you came here, right?
Correct.
Your uncle Gene Mauch was,
yep,
right.
Played against him 1 year, but I've known Frank since 1976. He's always been around the Twins organization.
Did you ever see him without a smile?
No, never. Never, ever, ever.
Matt McGill is the new Twins pitcher as we go to the 7th. 1-0 to the batter. And now 2-0 to Mike Zunino. Bottom third of the Seattle lineup. Ben Gamel and Gordon Beckham will follow. (2-0) to Mike Zunino. Odorizzi struck him out twice. Now a foul ball lifted. McGill's been really, really good since being called up. 9 innings, 7 hits, a home run for the only run allowed, 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. And a number of times he's been asked to pitch 2 innings rather than 1. Deep but foul. First outing came against the Reds here, and he went 2 1/3 innings. And he has even the count to Zunino, 2-2. Up and in. Full count. Odorizzi walked 1 man, hit a batter, kind of, sort of. And McGill doesn't want to walk the leadoff man here in the 7th. Gamel on deck. On the ground. Brianza scoops. Low throw, and Morrison with the backhand swipe digs it out, 1 away. Not a good throw by Adrianza, but a really good scoop by Morrison.
We talked about how he's been picking it over there. Adrianza takes his time and then just fires it in the dirt. But Morrison with this swipe pick. And he knows what he's doing over there on balls in the dirt. He has saved a lot of guys. I was talking with him in Chicago about his defensive ability. He's very proud of it. He knows he's a good defensive player, and he's very proud of saving infielders' errors.
Why is it, if it's not true, at least it appears to be true, that the worst throws from a shortstop come when they have the most time? Why?
I don't have an answer to that, except that I think two things. I mean, this is off the top of my head, but I haven't really thought about it. But I think first of all, like that time, Adrianza was out of sequence, out of rhythm. He took an extra crow hop or two,
right.
and the runner gets down the line. You know, every time you take an extra step, the runner's taking another step or two, and then all of a sudden you have to hurry. And when you hurry the ball, you throw it in the dirt an awful lot of the time. I just think you get out when you take way too much time, you get out of sorts and either hurry it or then you end up aiming it because you think you have a lot of time.
Fly ball center field. Buxton back, still going back. And on the track at the wall, makes the catch. The deepest fly ball of the night went to the deepest part of the park, 2 away. And that'll bring up Beckham with the bases empty and 2 down. Grant Casino, story of the game.
Pitching is the story of the game, generally speaking, and in this one. 2 pitchers going at it, both of them featuring a fastball changeup combination primarily. Odorizzi was terrific getting out of trouble. LeBlanc terrific not getting in much trouble at all to begin with.
Bases empty for Beckham, who was struck out twice in his first game with the Mariners this year. He was the call-up, with the Mariners putting Robbie Cano on the disabled list. Down and away, ball 1.
You get an idea how potent this Mariner lineup is when Cano's in there and healthy, hitting in the 3rd spot behind Gordon and Segura. Then you run Cano and Nelson Cruz and Seager and Haniger and Ryan Healy. It's very, very good.
Meeting with the media today, Scott Service said, you know, you just don't replace your number 3 hitter. And he said that, and he's right.
You don't.
But yet the Twins, that's what the Twins have done. They've played now weeks without Miguel Sano.
And I don't know that they've replaced him. They've acquitted themselves very, very well.
Deep to center again. Buxton back. And he makes the catch about 3 feet from where he hauled in Gamble's drive. Ho hum. Another 1-2-3 inning. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. Small crowd here tonight. This was the game that was supposed to be played on April 8th, and then we got started about an hour and 45 minutes late. And we are scoreless going to the bottom of the 7th inning. From one lefty to another, Wade LeBlanc to James Pazos, who has been outstanding. Just one walk in 14 1/3 innings. Now he's hit 4 guys.
Well, that counts.
But look at the opponent batting average, 180.
Well, 15 strikeouts to one non-intentional walk is fantastic, and the 15 strikeouts in less than 15 innings, as you see there, he's obviously been terrific. But oftentimes it happens, even when a guy has superior stuff. Just if you're not handling the guy that's out, that's handcuffed you for 6 innings, you get a chance to go at somebody else, it can make a difference. So we'll see if the Twins can do something against a hard-throwing guy.
Hasn't given up a run in his last 11 games, and the first guy he'll face is Eduardo Escobar. Then Garver, then Morrison. Fastball, and it got on there on him in a hurry. 95 miles per hour, strike 1. Escobar hit 2 outfield flies against LeBlanc. Chop to the right side, easy play for Beckham. 1 away. That'll bring up Garver. Twins with just 3 hits, all of them singles. No Twins runner has reached second base. Garver is 0 for 2. He's fouled out to the first baseman Healy and hit a number back to the mound. Driven to the gap. A ringing extra base hit for Garver. And he'll go to second, teeing off on the first pitch. We haven't heard that sound much tonight.
I'll tell you what, you hear that sound a lot from Mitch Garver when he's taking batting practice, either in the underneath cage or out on the field. He's a strong young man, and he can really hammer a baseball. I think it's just a question of him getting a lot of his bats. He just needs to get his legs under his feet under him, and there's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right in his wheelhouse. And
that's the quintessential short stroke, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very short stroke, and it's just loud when he hits the ball.
Here is Morrison. Twins finally have a runner in scoring position. Morrison takes up and in a ball. Morrison put the barrel on one and lined sharply to right field his last time up.
And that was on a pitch that was about 16 or 17 miles an hour slower than what Pazos is throwing right now. So he's going to have to tune it up a bit.
1-0. 2-0. You might imagine, as good as Pazos is, he's really tough against lefties. 2 hits in 17 at bats.
He throws hard. Slings from the side a little bit. He would be tough on left-handers just from stuff, but he's also got a delivery that would be a little nasty.
Fouled off a leg, and Morrison will try to walk it off. Had a chat with Edgar Martinez today about foul balls and Buxton fouling a ball off his toe. Edgar said to this day, now he hasn't played for a while, he has numbness in his shin from fouling balls off like Morrison just did. He did it so often in his career that he still doesn't have, the nerves haven't regenerated yet.
It might not. That's awful. I used to do that a lot too. Just
2-1, and now inside 3-1. Pazos with just 1 walk, but he's hit 4 guys. Rosario ready for his first plate appearance, entering the game a few innings ago when Grossman was ejected. 3-1 to Logan Morrison. Swing and a miss. And then you contrast Garver's short swing with the long sweeping swing of Logan Morrison.
That swing, this swing is going to have a hard time with 97 right there in under the hands. You can see the barrel of the bat. There's a loop there. If he can get a low fastball, he's got a chance to really put a charge in one. That one up there is going to be a little more problematic. That's where you want to throw it.
Snapped his bat, and it skips off the bag, but right to Healy. Garver goes to third. We saw that in Anaheim. Mauer made a nice play on a ball that hit on top of the bag, and boy, it sure looked like we saw it again here. 2 down, a runner at third.
We can see him here. They know the scouting report. Inside, inside, high, high, high. You just want to stay in there, stay up, and stay in.
Take a look. It landed in foul territory, but then it crossed into fair. Maybe it didn't hit the bag. I thought it did. At any rate,
just barely went over the bag.
2 down. And Garver at third, and Rosario will have his work cut out for him. First plate appearance. He's probably been sitting in the top rail, standing at the top rail going, I can hit this guy, I can hit this guy, and then it's a different guy by the time he gets into the game. And he was ready.
I think Eddie thinks he can hit anybody.
He was ready for that first pitch fastball. He just missed it. 1 strike.
.97 miles an hour. Belt high, a little higher than belt high. We want to stay high, up on Eddie as well.
Fastball off the plate at 97. One and one. 2 and 1.
Oh, that's such a good take. Guy throwing 97 miles an hour. You haven't seen him. You get 2 97-mile-an-hour fastballs, and you just your natural inclination is just say, okay, I'm going to gear up and get this thing, this 97-mile-an-hour deal. And so much of the time, a left-hander will swing at that first breaking ball that he sees in at bat. It's a very nice take by Eddie. See if he can come back with another fastball.
Fouled back, and for the second swing, Rosario left both feet on his follow-through.
Yeah, that's the one he wanted right there. You can see that little bit of frustration on his face. He was looking for it. He got it. No, it just didn't hit it.
2-2 to Rosario. Big pop-up right side. And eventually Beckham should catch it. He's got it. The Twins get a double from Garver, leave him at third. We head to the 8th. Still no score.
series with the Cardinals at Target Field in 3 years. We'll get you set for the series finale with Twins live at 11:30 a.m. before the Twins and Cards collide in downtown Minneapolis.
It'll be good to have the Cardinals in town. Hopefully the Twins can extend their success against St. Louis. We head to the 8th here. A good inning for McGill, and now Trevor Hildenberger will start the 8th inning. He will face the top of the Seattle batting order.
See Trevor Hildenberger's numbers got started a little bit slowly, made a change in his pitching mechanics. Pitching coach Garvin also noticed a little bit doing something different. Got his sinker sinking better, his changeup back low in the strike zone. He's been very good since.
Hit the left and hit well. Rosario back, twisting around. He won't make the play. He'll knock the ball down. It's another leadoff double for the Mariners, with Gordon hitting one over Rosario's head in left. It's the 4th leadoff double for Seattle. Six inches outside.
Yeah, actually, again, not a bad pitch in terms of over the plate or not, but it was just little high for a sinker. And Gordon, who likes to hit the ball with authority that way anyway, did a good job.
Segura's got 2 hits tonight, including his own leadoff double. He'll square to bunt here, and he bunted it into himself while he was in the batter's box. Strike 1. Now, Segura is hitting over 300, but in this situation, wouldn't take much of a bunt at all to get Gordon to third base, and then beyond that, wouldn't take much after that to get him home. On the top of the 8th inning, there's no score. One strike to Segura. Step off. There's some things to keep in mind here. Morrison is a left-handed first baseman. In other words, he throws with the left hand. It's an easier throw to make across the diamond if the bunt allows for that. And Morrison looks there and fires up the line. Gordon from third will come in to score, and Segura goes to second base. Well, Morrison looked at third, then spun toward first, but threw errantly, and the Mariners finally get a run.
Well, that's a bit of a shock that we're talking about what a good defensive first baseman Logan Morrison is. Not a particularly great bunt, but placed okay, and he just airmails it down the line. Just threw it away. Just flat threw it away.
Sacrifice and an error charged to Morrison. No run batted in. A runner at second again with nobody out. And now Haniger at the plate. Over the inside corner, a strike. Back to Hildenberger, and he gets the first out at first base. 1 down, and that'll bring up Nelson Cruz. It's all important to keep this a 1-0 ball game at this point, because the Mariners have probably the best closer you've probably not heard of. Diaz has been just about lights out. Opponent batting average of .094. And Hildenberger gets Segura to dive back without a throw. Segura, as we mentioned before, 7 steals and 8 tries, and the Twins think he's quite capable of stealing third base here.
Yeah, I think you have to watch him in this situation. It would be nice to have a runner on third and 1 out, but with Nelson Cruz up, I think they're going to give him a chance to hit.
Ball 1.
If you absolutely forget about Segura out there, he'll take third base for sure. But any kind of look back once or twice with Dozier shifted around and playing right behind him, I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
That's to right. And Kepler lost it in the lights. That ball's down. And another base runner. From the time it left home plate,
right.
We were worried about that because that's the trajectory that outfielders have had a tough time with.
Yep, that ball was right in the lights. Max had a pretty good beat on where it was going to be. He came in fighting it all the way. You'll see here, not particularly well hit, but to the right, he's fighting the lights, He's trying to, it's got to come out of there sooner or later, and just it never did. It just never came out until the very last instant.
First and third. Such a nice tidy ball game here through 7 innings, and some misadventure in the field for the Twins. A base hit for Cruz, and now Seager will bat. The Twins have to bring the infield in here. Seager stayed out of a double play in the 6th inning. He had a smash up the middle off the backside of Odorizzi. The Twins were able to get the force play at second, but not the double play. So the Twins can't bank on that double play possibility, have to shorten up the infield.
Yeah, we can't allow any more runs here, obviously, especially with Diaz looming out there in the bullpen. You get late in the game, and you have to cut the runs off at the plate.
1 strike. No ball.
This is tough duty for Hildenberger. We've got a very good hitter who's hot at the plate in Seager, and he's a low ball hitter. Hildenberger is best when he's down in the strike zone, so he's going to try to, as you can see already, his sinker ball has got to keep down. He's got to keep away to be effective.
Nick Vincent might get the 8th inning. Out in front of the changeup, and it's 1-2.
And I was just going to say, and he's got to be able to throw that changeup where he wants it. That's the pitch that's going to get Seager much more than a sinking fastball.
Replay brought to you by Carrier, and the count goes to 1-2. Got him.
Yep, changeups had to be changeups. He wasn't going to get Seager with the sinking fastball. Really nice pitch. Great changeup. So he starts him outside with fastballs to show it to him, and then comes back and gets him with changeups. And look at this grip from the side. What a great shot that is. Hitters just don't see a changeup from that spot ever. Never.
You typically see a circle change from up here, but that's, you know,
you just can't make yourself believe that that's not a fastball when you see it slinging from the side like that. You just, as a hitter, you can't make yourself believe a guy could actually throw a change from there. There it is again.
75, and it floats over at the knee. Strike 1. Such a big batter to get here. Twins down a run on the Morrison error. But a couple innings worth of at-bats left. Breaking ball down and away. Backhands. 2-1. Hildenberger wants a different baseball. Fourth time is the charm for the Mariners. Got a leadoff double for the fourth time, and even at that, they needed a little help to get a run. Paul Molitor hoping that Hildenberger can get Healy here. Get his guys to the bat rack to get the run back. Three and one. Zunino on deck. Hildenberger pitched in 3 straight games in Anaheim. He didn't pitch yesterday. And in the third game, Twins had Hildenberger intentionally walk 2 men to fill the bases.
Well, he's gotten right where he wants him here. 3-1, change up, change up. There's the first one. I'm dead serious about that.
He's going to come back with another change up?
Of course he is. Get him in an extreme fastball count. Home run hitter, extra base hit hitter. 3-1. I'm going to get a fastball to hit now. Certainly not going to swing in the changeup. 3-1. He couldn't possibly throw 2 in a row, could he?
It was a changeup that got him out of the bases loaded situation Saturday in Anaheim. Fly ball center field. Buxton back.
Changeup.
The Mariners get one, and it's 1-0.
The bottom of the 8th inning, and coming up right after the game, it's Twins Live presented by CenturyLink, where tonight we look at a pitcher's duel between Wade LeBlanc and Jake Odorizzi. Each guy pitched 6 shutout innings, plus we'll hear from manager Paul Molitor coming up right after the game. And Byron Buxton will lead things off for the Twins. I spoke to Byron earlier about kind of coming along with that fracture in his toe, and he said he feels it when he cuts in certain ways. That's when it bothers him the most. And he compared it to the migraine that put him on the DL. He said the migraine was much more intense in the pain, but this one, this toe thing, is more aggravating. He said, because I know I'm going to deal with it for a while, and that alone just aggravates me. He knew he would get over the migraine in a week or so at worst, but he said this one's going to be around for a while. But so far, Dick and Roy, Byron's really been able to manage the pain fine. It's just a matter of what he can tolerate, and it is getting better.
Yeah, thank you, Marty. Paul Molitor said when he got his double the other day, Paul was gratified to see Byron fire out of the box and make the cut at first base and look as if nothing were bothering him. Fouled back, and it's 1-1. 0 for 2 tonight. A fly ball to left and a strikeout. Facing a new pitcher, Nick Vincent. Vincent's numbers not as imposing as Pazos's numbers, or for that matter Diaz's numbers. Will probably get the 9th. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Buxton, Adrianza, and Mauer here in the 8th. Poke to right. Unplayable for Haniger. One down. And now Adrianza.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Adrianza the batter. Outside, ball 1. Swing and a miss.
I think if I were Scott Service, the manager of the Mariners, I'd be tempted to have Diaz throw him just real easy out there, just in case we got to Dozier or Kepler or Escobar with tying or winning runs on base. Maybe get a 4-out save instead of 3, instead of just the 9th.
1-2 to Adrianza. Hughes, Fernando Rodney. Twins tie it up or take the lead. It'll probably be Rodney. Otherwise, maybe Hughes. Foul back. Twins have had a tough time finding spots to use Phil Hughes. He was ready to come into the ball game over the weekend, but then the Twins scored a bunch of runs. And they had a save situation to deal with, and that went to Rodney. Outside. Close pitch, 2-2. Twins with 4 hits. They haven't taken a walk. 3 singles and a double. We've talked many times about the difficulty putting anything together when you get hits after the 2nd out or walks, whatever. Not a whole lot easier when the leadoff man has been retired every year or every inning too. 8 leadoff men, they've all been retired. And now Adrianza hanging tough. A drive to right. And reaching up and pulling it down is Haniger on the edge of the track. 2 down. And that'll bring Joe Mauer to the plate. Talked about it before in Detroit. Nico Goodrum, who had a cup of coffee with the Twins last year, getting an opportunity in Detroit. A 2-run home run against Carlos Carrasco to make it 3-1. Then with the score 3-2 against Zach McAllister and 2 men aboard. Pretty much the same spot. So good for Nico.
Yeah, good for him.
And the Tigers won the opening game of that series 6-3. Here's Mauer with 2 down in the 8th. And a strike. Mauer with a single his last time up. Now 0-2. Last year, Goodrum with the Twins, 17 at bats, 10 strikeouts and 1 hit. And he got 2 big ones to help the Twins today. Well, Ron Gardner's got the Tigers playing pretty good baseball. Not much was expected of them this year. 2 strikes to Mauer. Just outside, 1-2. outfield in no doubles defense. Gordon way out there in center field. Gordon starting the pitch delivery about 20 feet in front of the warning track. One and two. Tap right side. Beckham. Bare hands flips. Got him. Good play by Beckham. And Vincent has a 1-2-3 8th inning. A limited number of Scrubs Night Theme Night ticket packages are available that include a game ticket and Twins branded scrub pads. Go to twinsbaseball.com/scrubs. Learn more about the Scrubs Night Theme Night offer. Phil Hughes will pitch next for the Twins. He's made 4 appearances for the Twins so far this year. He was on a rehab assignment at the start of the year. 2 of those appearances were starts, and when the Twins called up Fernando Romero to take over Hughes' spot in the rotation, since then, and it's been, well, a couple weeks now, just about, Phil's pitched twice, 1 inning apiece. So he only pitched in 2 games, 2 innings on the road trip. Swing and a miss by Zunino. Hughes had, of course, his great year, his first year with the Twins out of the starting rotation. Fouled away. But he will forever be remembered in New York as being a lights-out relief pitcher for them. His success in New York more out of the bullpen than out of the rotation. And now the Twins are trying to recapture some of that magic.
And we talked about Byron Buxton. Look at that stat there. 8 pitches in the last 7 days. We talked about not a whole lot of at-bats for Byron.
Yeah.
That's not a whole lot of pitches. Even if he's only appeared twice, it's 8 pitches. Man.
1-2 to Zunino, then Gamble and Beckham. On the ground, 1 chest high hop for Adrianza. Better throw this time, 1 down.
I do believe, like you said, some guys get out of bed and they're able to hit.
Right.
I believe that Phil Hughes can get out of bed and throw a strike.
Yeah.
The question has been with his arm and other physical ailments that he's had, his velocity down, but he's now back to 92 and throwing strikes. So.
There's the Seattle closer, Edwin Diaz, getting loose. And there is strike 1 to Ben Gamble. What we've seen from Hughes is velocity 92, maybe 93. fouled back. Some thought that Hughes might serve as a long reliever, but in the Twins' attempt to have him rediscover some of his velocity, practically how they've used him is 1 inning at a time, and if not actually told him, inferred to him, just go ahead and let it fly, let it go, air it out as hard as you can for 1 inning. 1-2. That's to center. And Buxton glides in to make that catch, out number 2. Tomorrow on FS1, the Twins and the Cardinals, the opening game of the little 2-game set. Coverage beginning at 6 on FS1, or stream it live on Fox Sports Go. In the ninth, Brian Dozier, Max Kepler, Eduardo Escobar will bat. Jose Barrios will hope to recapture his own magic. Struggling with his breaking ball a little bit. He'll make the start tomorrow. On the ground, knocked down. Escobar picks it up. And a good inning for Phil Hughes as he sets down the Mariners 1-2-3. We'll see if the Twins can get a walk-off win when we come back. Twins will have their 2, 3, and 4 batters tonight lined up against Edwin Diaz, down just a run. Dozier's 0 for 3, Kepler's 0 for 3, and Escobar is 0 for 3. Diaz, as we said, really, really good. Look at that opponent batting average, 0.94. He has given up a couple of home runs, but he's only given up 6 hits.
34 strikeouts in 19 in the third innings, only 9 walks. I mean, those numbers up and down the line are eye-popping.
Guillermo Heredia is in left field, replacing Gamble. Dozier will lead things off. Ball 1. You look for some sign of weakness, and maybe the walks are a little high. 9 and 19 and 2/3 innings, 19 and a third innings. 1-0 to Dozier. 2-0. All the 9 walks, all 9 of them unintentional walks.
Well, I will say this: of the 3 guys they have coming up now, Dozier, Kepler, Escobar, if they can convince themselves they're going to get a fastball and get fastball strikes, they can hit. These guys can hit fastballs.
Bryant got one, fouled it straight back, 2-1.
Missed that one. That was one he'd like to hit. But again, 97, 98. It's not that it's easy to hit. These guys can hit them. They don't hit every one of them, but they're going to get a chance.
Two and one to Dozier. They threw him a wrinkle at 91 and caught the corner.
Yep, little slider. You call that a front door slider to a right-hand hitter. Started inside, bring it in, catch the corner.
2-2. Got him. Reached back for 98 and struck him out, one down. We'll bring up Kepler.
Well, just raw power here. Here's a 98-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle. Can you hit it? Nope. Not that time.
Kepler takes a strike over the inside corner. And now 0-2.
That was the one that Max wanted. Low fastball there. You know, when you get those, when you get your pitch, the guy that's got this kind of stuff, you just have to hit him down 100 miles an hour. There's a reason why he didn't hit it, of course.
And Kepler strikes out, 2 down. And it'll be left to Escobar.
So there's the ball. It's got some movement, running up and away at 98, 99.
Diaz is only 24 years old. Escobar fouls it over the Seattle dugout. Oh and 1. Now a ball.
You contrast his delivery with, say, the big left-hander in New York, the closer,
Chapman,
Aroldis Chapman, and Diaz is just smooth and slings the ball just nice and fluid. Aroldis Chapman winds up and just, you can tell by his delivery and everything, he throws 100. This kid just nice and smooth and zip.
99. And it's 2-2.
He looks like, yeah, his delivery looks like he's throwing 89. Watch this, just it's perfect, really. He's right there all the time, right up on top. Looks like he's just throwing 89 and it's 90.
Wow.
There's no chance. Wow.
3 swinging strikeouts, another save for Diaz. And the Mariners, it took them a while, more than 5 weeks. They end up winning this series 2-1. Anthony, the Twins hope to have a kind of a breakout party here at the start of this homestand with the makeup game, but they were completely shut down by the Seattle pitching staff.
Solid pitching from the start. It was a great pitcher's duel. We'll break that down on both sides. Try out Jake Odorizzi pitched well for the Twins. We'll hear from Paul Molitor and preview the Cardinals series next on Twins Live.